if they can get that going, and then just get out and run. They're a good team in transition.
Yeah, they're shooting about 24% from the field and three-point range from this year. Our three officials in this one: Evan Burrows, Ryan Corbett, and Tommy Deneen, as we're off and running here inside Costello Athletic Center. Fans still filing in. They're on this on-campus venue in Lowell, Massachusetts. Danny Young again, Thomas and Zerola. So glad you could join us on this Saturday afternoon, week leading up to Thanksgiving. Rejected from behind by Monroe. Here's one change for Quinnipiac, and a drive to the hoop, floater short, followed up. That's one way to clean things up for Quinton Mincey, our player to watch today.
Yeah, I really liked how UMass Lowell found a set they were comfortable in, ran a simple horn set, and then it opened the floor, and Quinton Mincey finishing the play.
2-0 Riverhawk lead. Jaden Zimmerman getting the start today for Quinnipiac. 3 off the heel by Amari Monroe. Other side, talk about experience for UMass Lowell. They've got a grad student, a 5th year. Another offensive rebound. 4 second chance points to start for UMass Lowell.
Yeah, just what they were looking for. Yuri Covington, drive to the hoop. He's an elite player at getting to the basket really quick, and they're able to clean up the bags.
Good start for this first minute for UMass Lowell. A little hesitation there by Savion Lewis when he gets the floater to go.
Quinnipiac showing a little bit of pressure. They're going to try and slow UMass Lowell up a little bit. And off of mates and off of timeouts, they're going to fall back into a zone sometimes.
That's always one of the things, too, where Quinnipiac maybe wants to push the ball in transition, but you don't want to play into a track meet, which is what UMass Lowell wants to turn this thing into. Good defensive set here. They'll have 12 on the shot clock off the inbound.
And UMass Lowell really hasn't played a lot of teams who have been in zone defense. So it's going to be really interesting to see their zone offense for the first time this year and see where they can find the gaps in it.
That's what all non-conference play is about, too. Clark gives it up. High, arcing 3. Knocked down. Pure nylon. Quinton Mincey from outside. 7-2 start. UMass Lowell has had 3 of their first 6. All those first 2 second chance points that they got as well. Free throw line jumper off the right side of the rim by Lewis.
Lewis isn't a guy who's going to take threes. I don't think he's taken many at all in his career. He's going to try and get you to the hoop, get you going downhill.
And more if he's the assist man on this team. And that just rolls up and off the arm. Down low, turnover as Max Brooks couldn't haul it in. Keys of the game for UMass Lowell as well. Again, they want to try to speed things up a little bit too.
Yeah, and we talked about the rebounding game already, and really for them it's their zone offense execution. Can they weather the storm when Quinnipiac's playing really good defense and they really haven't seen those defensive efforts yet?
Foul here. It's going to go against Brooks, his first, team first, and something to monitor as well. Brooks was a little bit of foul trouble for UMass Lowell. Coming off a massive, a large number win against Fisher this week. Look at it again as Brooks just got put on his back heels that time.
Really good aggressive take by Monroe. I mean, he's able to get into the lane, finish through contact. And he's got the body for it. He's got the intelligence for it. He can create plays really out of nothing, which is what Quinnipiac sometimes needs to rely on.
Came out of Wofford as well. Spent his first year down on the SoCon. Here's some good pressure and a trap right in front of the UMass Lowell bench. A turnover. Mabry dumps it up underneath. Underhand scoop shot. No.
Really good trap. That's the exact trap that you want to get if you're Quinnipiac. Use those out-of-bounds lanes as other players on the court.
Unfortunately, Quinnipiac could not convert. Clark whistles it around. Another 3 short. This time by Mincey. And made his first one. Top of the key 3. Off the left side by Mabry. Offensive rebound. Brooks smothers it. In transition, ball juggled out of bounds. And it'll stay here as Morris was flying the floor in transition.
Can we talk about that rim protection by Brooks? He goes up there, two-handed block, to prevent the Zimmerman basket. Just an elite defensive effort by Brooks.
Yeah, he's the rim protector for this team, 3-time all-defensive team player in the America East. Nice to have a guy like that. I think every coach wants someone who backs Brooks. And a kick ball by Mabry. And we talked to Coach Duquette about that, and that's one thing that he was saying is he's improved a lot of his offensive game too. He's always been this great defender, and they're trying to play just better defensively too, because they don't always want to rely on Max Brooks in his defensive prowess that we know he has. Splits the D. Mincey pulls it back out. See the zone causing some issues. There's the high poster. It's you want to get the ball into. Good find underneath. Easy deuce.
Yeah, you see they got it to work in the end, but the communication has been a little bit of a struggle in that zone offense for UMass Lowell. They're finding ways around it, and like you said, the key is to get the ball. If you can get into the middle of the paint, let a big guy go, find other outlet passes, and get some easy looks.
Foul on Paul Otieno on that rebounding chance there. First team fouls, each team with one so far, about 4 minutes in. Almost seen too, the wings here are coming really high up for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the wings are up high. It's really important for UMass Lowell to get that ball hot. Make quick passes, easy reads, keep the ball moving, keep the zone moving, and you'll get those looks.
How about this three from Quinton Mincey? I think that was from Nantucket on the logo down there. Drive to the baseline. Wow. Acrobatic finish from Amari Monroe that time. And he's just the one that's chugging along here. He's got 4 of the 6. Send it to Brooks. Otieno, good defense that time. Tried the quick hitter on that baseline. High post, Morris. Hop step in the lane. Absorbs contact. Tip back out. Mabry secures it.
Good job by Otieno on that defense.
To the rack. Oh, reversal from the junior Mabry. All of a sudden, a 1-point ball game again. UMass Lowell jumped down to that early lead. Feed to Morris. Defenders fly by, off the window and in.
Another good transition effort by UMass Lowell, getting into the front court and then doing a good job of quickly moving the ball and getting an easy basket.
This game has just a nice, good pace right now between offense and defense. From the logo, rattles home for Mabry. He's got the last 5.
Yeah, back-to-back buckets for Mabry. He's an elite three-point shooter, range out to NBA 3, but like you saw in the play before, he can also attack the basket.
Came in 35% from deep this season. A transfer that comes to this Quinnipiac program. Free throw line jumper for Yuri Covington. First time calling his name today.
They're finding that nail area right at that free throw line. You get the ball in there, it creates a lot of options.
13-11 UMass Lowell playing deep into this timeout area. Nearly 2 minutes past it, and that'll bring us to our first stoppage. 13:59 to go. How about Mabry? He can do it from both inside and outside as well.
This holiday season, give the gift of sport at Dick's. Score fleece, crew necks, joggers, and more from Nike, Jordan, FP Movement, Adidas, DSG, and Kalia. Shop in-store, in the app, or at Dicks.com today.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I'm looking for a board for my daughter.
Amex founded Small Business Saturday to make an impact. Because for every dollar you spend at a small business, an average of 68 cents goes into making your community better. So on Small Business Saturday, November 30th, shop small. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Meet Rivian. Meet... what is that? Meet Silly Fast. Meet Crazy Smart. Meet the feeling of fully electric. Meet R1S and R1T. Meet Rivian.
Well, I said before that timeout, I think every coach would love to have a Max Brooks in their ranks, and these are just some of the reasons why.
Yeah, I mean, he can do so many different things for this team. We could talk about him for minutes on end, but his field goal percentage, he's a great defender. You saw that two-handed block. He's just an elite utility player that for this Coach Duquette team that he can score at multiple levels. He can guard multiple levels. And, coming into this America East battle, he's one of those guys that you look to every night.
He's a guy, too, that just always can stuff the stat sheet. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 block so far in 6 minutes. And we're still early in this one. A lot of game left to see what he can do as well. Guy who last year made a America East All-Conference first-team type player. Obviously, Quinnipiac returns 2 All-MAC players to their roster. Monroe and Lewis, and especially when you have guards and some rim protector forwards. Ball on the floor, and a jump ball.
Really good physical defense coming out of that timeout from Quinnipiac. Ball gets to Yuri Covington on the side, and you got 2 Quinnipiac players. Those wing guys are coming to form a trap. Elite defense to get that jump ball.
Yeah, here's a look at it. Well, Tom Pecora was an associate head coach under Jay Wright in Villanova. That's a very Villanova. A couple guys on the floor there going after that loose ball as well.
Pecora is one of his biggest defensive philosophies is he wants guys to defend low, hard, fast, and physical. And on that play, you saw all of those attributes.
Yeah, that moment might be shown in the film session after this one. Quinnipiac looking to tie things up or take the lead as a 3 short that time from Monroe. He can stroke it from outside. And still UMass, they took the lead early. And relinquish it. What a backdoor. Mincey, nice find, and a rim rocker from Morris.
Morris is just that athletic player that can get you backdoor. He can pass it. He can score it from 3. Just a really good player and can take advantage of this offense today.
He's got double-figure points in 3 of the 5. Looking to go backdoor that time. It's intercepted by Mincey. The transition defense there by Quinnipiac. Mincey did not have much options in the middle of the floor. They're going to back to him. We're going to back down Lewis. Have a size advantage. Good double and a foul, though. I think that might be on Mabry. Came in with that help defense.
Yeah, so it'll be on Mabry, and that was good defense by Quinnipiac. And Mincey was trying to draw them into that double, so he knows he's an elite passer. He has the size to pass over guys. Look at that pass to Morris down low.
They kind of just floated down that baseline area. Good cut. High percentage finish. We're back to Morris. And they're going to call a foul. Going to go against him with a wraparound as he put his arm around the defender's backside.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get that off arm and you use it to spin off of a defender, a referee's going to see that and call that the other way.
I got a high-level crew today. A couple of Big East refs in the house here. And a travel there as Lewis just slipped on his footing. We get to see for the first time check-in Spence Wayway, the freshman from Bristol, England. This is a roster for Quinnipiac that mixes and matches a lot of older guys, a lot of younger guys, and Tom Pecora is not afraid to put a lot of his freshman guys in. One thing that he talked to us about leading up to this one was, can their defense still maintain at a high level when these freshmen come in? And so one thing is their defense is still a long ways to go. Mincey drives, kicks, extra pass, corner, teardrop, left and short. Anthony Blunt brings a lot of physicality. Good recognition. Now Mabry gets around the screen. Sinks his second triple.
That's what Coach Duquette talked about to us before this game is perimeter defense. Those are looks by Ryan Mabry. You know that they're going up. He's already had a couple go in today. You got to protect the perimeter.
Well, they have an answer and a foul. Lewis fouls a three-point shooter. As UMass Lowell head of the line, he'll take those free throws on the other side. But Ryan Mabry, the transfer from Miami of Ohio, he's got 8, including a pair of triples, including this one. His team down by 1.
And champions will rise, pulsing like a battle drum, steady and unyielding, ready to face any challenge through grit and resolve. Out here rises the heart of the tenacious, fueled by conviction and driven by commitment to team and alma mater. This is our battle cry that rings out through the generations. The sun rises in the east, so does our march towards greatness, which has only just begun. This is the America East.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
One of the leading causes of death in policing is heart attacks and heart issues. These screenings and all these checks, it'll give us a longer time in our roles, providing for the city as well as our community.
Our biggest asset is our people. It's becoming more and more prevalent that we're exposed to more and more toxins every day. So early detection in any type of cancer is huge towards survival.
Pat Duquette squad has a 1-point lead with 11:31 to go, and there's a look at him in the huddle right now in his 12th season, and he's got a UMass Lowell in this America East right near the top of the lakes of Vermont every single year, but now it's just, can they get over Vermont?
Yeah, it's a big hurdle, and they're confident that they can do it this year. Coach Duquette has done such a great job with this program over the 11, now 12th year he's been there. Huge credit to him. He's bringing in really talented players who contribute year in and year out. So this is a very exciting year for this UMass Lowell squad.
Yeah, last 2 years been to the America East Championship. You saw 3 of the last 4. Never easy to beat John Becker in Burlington, but never easy for opponents either to come here to Costello and pick up a win, as you saw in the graphic before as well.
I had the pleasure of being a student manager for Coach Duquette when he was an assistant at Northeastern. And the thing that stuck out to me while I was there was just his ability to form relationships with his players. And I think that's what's kept them so competitive year in and year out, is that he really doesn't have a lot of guys entering the transfer portal. Guys enjoy playing for him. He just got a big commitment from Martin Somerville, who's been playing great this year so far, highly touted freshman. So big credit to Pat Duquette.
Now we see him in the game, 5 in white. And the Riverhawks will get the basketball back here after a couple of free throws. Four-point lead for UMass Lowell. There's Somerville, freshman from Bowie, Maryland. Brooks closed down, dribbled it out of bounds. There's the physicality that you alluded to before that Tom Pecora really preaches, and it was shown there by Weiwei.
Yeah, really good defense by Weiwei. He stayed square to the offensive players, so Brooks didn't really have anywhere to go, and then it just went out of bounds. So good job by Weiwei.
Lewis, burst of speed, tried the high scoop shot. Weiwei pulls down the offensive board. Jab step by Monroe. Caden Bennett off the bench. Baseline, clock down to 6. Somerville had it knocked away. There's a third chance there for Quinnipiac. Off the screen, Lewis sends it around. Left wing three, short. There by Grant Randall, a freshman from Queens. It's the hometown of Tom Pecora, who's from Queens.
One thing I really like about this Quinnipiac offense is they're really trying to weaken UMass Lowell's defense by getting into the lane, finding second, third, even sometimes fourth dribble penetrations. They do a really good job of kicking it around the perimeter, moving the basketball, and it starts with Lewis. Lewis is a guy who's going to attack the paint, and it really, it's a contagious thing among their entire team, and it's what makes them so strong offensively.
It can help, too, with some of that three-point shooting. You start driving, kicking, just drawing the defense in. Trying to free up a guy like Mabry. Does have 2 threes so far. They're 2 of 6 from outside. Looking for those high percentage looks, though. UMass Lowell's been forced to the perimeter. High post area. Thought about it. Oh, it's a lob to Brooks.
It's almost becoming automatic, Thomas. The ball gets to that high post area, and you know either Mincey or Brooks is going to do something good.
Oh, what an answer in the corner by Quinton Bennett, who rattles home a 3.
I really like Quinton Bennett's game. He's really good physically, can finish tough plays. He does a really good job of drawing fouls, and then he can shoot a little bit, just like you saw.
Sophomore from Grand Prairie, Texas. On that high post area again. Does it get the bounce? Tip? No, by Makai Gray. One of the depth pieces in the backcourt. Brad Chancer from NGIT. How about that pass? Right on the baseline. It's Zimmerman.
That's what Zimmerman does. He loves to get in that corner and then just cut you. Back cut you, get the ball from Lewis on a drive, get the easy basket.
Freshman who played Massachusetts at Cushing Academy. A bit of a homecoming for him. Floater, looking for the last floater that time. UMass Lowell trying to take advantage of these second chance points. They had the first 4 of the game that way. 3 not there.
Rebounding margin is pretty much even right now. UMass Lowell's got them by a couple, but for the most part, this is what we talked about. This is going to be the battle of the game, that rebounding margin, those second chance points.
Yeah, they had about 2 in the first minute and a half, and they've only had 2 since then. So Quinnipiac has done a much better job. In the lane, ball fake, left hook. And Quinnipiac has jumped in front here by 1.
Good patience by Otieno. Does a really good job of maintaining his composure and then going up with it at the right time.
7-0 run. It's been a scoreless stretch of almost 2 minutes for UMass Lowell. Looking for a bucket here. Mincey gets hacked on the way up. Going to be on Otieno. That's something UMass Lowell that they need to do, just keep getting to the free throw line. Somerville's the only guy that's been there when he's fouled on that 3.
And that's going to be Otieno's second foul with 8 minutes to go. So you're probably going to see him take a seat. Whether that hurts Quinnipiac's ability to rebound and defend in the post, we'll see.
Yeah, we hadn't had too many fouls either when they bounced that time. That's the 4th team foul on Quinnipiac. UMass Lowell has just a pair. As on cue, Otieno checks out.
And Weiwei's going to come in for him, and he had those good possessions on defense against Max Brooks, forcing that turnover. So he's shown good minutes. He's going to need to play these next 8 or 7 minutes to maintain while Otieno is on the bench.
Weiwei almost got the offensive board there on the misfire by Mabry. Well, UMass Lowell deadlocked at 21, looking for the lead again, and off the leg of Covington, moving just a little bit too fast that time. It'll be Quinnipiac basketball with 7:42 to go. Deadlocked at 21. Let's see the Bobcats and the Riverhawks.
Take me to the guard.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Thanks to Little Caesars large custom two-topping pizza for only $5.99. Every day is now Black Friday. Take that, calendar scientists.
Yeah, calendar scientists.
For a limited time, you can celebrate Black Friday every day with any two toppings you want on a large custom pizza for only $5.99. Watch out, daylight savings. You're next.
It gets dark so early.
Get a large custom two-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online.
Pizza, pizza.
You'll get better when you're not blamed for a condition you can't control. You'll get better when your care doesn't depend on your income. You'll get better when your pain isn't minimized, dismissed, forgotten. We will never stop trying to get better. Because when medicine gets better, all of us can get better.
Well, Tom Pecora was an associate head coach at Quinnipiac before he got the job, now in the midst of his second season after the departure of Baker Dunleavy, who went to Villanova to become the general manager. That doesn't sum up college basketball today. His college teams have general managers now, but Tom Pecora, he's kind of been there, done that, many check boxes across college basketball.
Yeah, I'm a big Tom Pecora fan. I think he does a great job with his teams. His offensive and defensive schemes are really well done. He brings in guys that are talented, smart, really high IQ guys in a high IQ program.
Guy was a teacher on Long Island and Garden City as well. And he's learned from some great basketball minds. Rolly Massimino at UNLV, 3 off target that time from Covington. And also, you saw head coach at Hofstra. That followed Jay Wright. Nobody stopped ball that time as Bennett went right to the rack.
Yeah, we just talked about his ability to be physical and get to the hoop, and went coast to coast and just took it right himself.
One last thing just on Tom Pecora. You know, Jay Wright always had the suits. Tom Pecora, at least wearing a sport coat today. Would love to see him rock those fine Italian suits.
Fresh.
He does. I'd love to see he gets Jay Wright's tailor from Philly. And a blocking foul. And it's going to be here on the floor as Randall hit the deck.
Take another look at that replay. I think Randall did a good job of being in position, but when you're sliding your hips, Thomas, that's what the referee is looking for, and that's what caused the block.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. You see, he was outside the restricted area, but that time it's an offensive. Indeed, that time he got the hips in place.
That's a different story.
Yeah,
there was an arm involved in that one. There were hips that were in place. That's an Evan Burrows easy one right there.
Of course, the charge kind of changed the way it was called within the last 2-3 years. There was a kind of arm bar.
Yeah, once you get that arm bar with Mincey, that's when the referees are going to call the easy one.
Bennett starting to get cooking here. Out of the 2 before when no one stopped ball, now snatches home a 3. 5-point lead for Quinnipiac, their largest lead today.
You know, we talked about Quinnipiac's three-point shooting. A little bit struggle so far this year. Right now, Thomas, they're 4 for 8 from 3. Exactly how they want to start this game.
Quick 5-0 run. Somerville dumps it off Brooks, and he walked with it. Good pressure defense on the interior by Quinnipiac. Bodies flying by, but Brooks couldn't get an angle.
We talked in the beginning of the game, like what a zone can do to a team is freeze you up a little bit. And then you get multiple possessions in a row where you go frozen, and that's where these runs can happen, and Quinnipiac's done a good job of taking advantage of them.
They go to the 10, and this is going to be a goaltend as Brooks swatted away after the whistle. Evan Burrows and Officials getting together. And they're going to count the basket. So fouls on Somerville, but you see the ball hit off the backboard, and so that's a goaltend.
Looks like Somerville just got too much body on him, was riding him to the basket. Bennett was able to go up strong. We talked about his physicality, and then Brooks tries to get off the backboard, and they called the goaltending.
In an 8-row run over the last 2 minutes, 15-3 run for Quinnipiac in the last 5.5. Trap coming. Covington smothered, leaves his feet and turns it over. Monroe followed up by Weiwei.
What an unbelievable transition play. They went Mabry. I mean, the ball was hot. They kept it moving all the way up the floor, got the bucket.
Hop step. Oh, what a take. Strong one by Mincey. And now smart here by Bennett. Just want to slow things down. UMass Lowell wants to speed things up. Zimmerman lost his feet but maintained the dribble. Mabry outside. 7 on the timer. Bennett drives to the hoop, and that's out of bounds. They hit off the shot clock, which only had 1.
I think Quinnipiac's looking for the tip. I don't think that. I'm not sure if that got tipped by somebody, which caused the ball to get higher. I can't imagine that on a layup you would hit the pole of the basket above the backboard.
And they're still going to give it to them. Evan Burrows came together with Tommy Deneen and Ryan Corbett. And they're going to still give it to UMass Lowell. See if, again, UMass Lowell just trying to get some momentum.
Where's the NBA challenge, Thomas? Where's the NBA challenge?
Well, the one great thing is college basketball, they've got the mics now in the Power 5 level that they can talk to the fans in the arena. That was something that I think they really needed. Covington stripped from behind, gets it back though on his backside. Who wants it? Zimmerman with the reverse.
Quinnipiac is doing an excellent job at defending the sidelines and defending the sides of the court. Once it gets to Covington, Clark, some of those UMass Lowell wings, they're doing an excellent job trapping and preventing any easy baseline drives.
Quinnipiac shooting nearly 50% from the floor. Top of the key 3, not there. Offensive rebound, what a follow by Covington. And he draws the foul. That was about 5 guys going in a crash for that offensive rebound. It's going to be on Weiwei. It's going to be the 6th foul on Quinnipiac.
You had Covington coming from all the way out of the perimeter when that shot went up. Manages a way to get up, get that rebound, and get the foul drawn. He's only 6'1", and he was able to get in there with everybody else. We talked about rebounding at the beginning of this game, and UMass Lowell for the last 3 years in conference has been the best rebounding team in the America East. And that is attributed to the talent that they have, but also it's a point of emphasis for Pat Duquette.
Yeah, it's going to be everybody's. It doesn't matter if you're a forward, a guard, you're going to crash the boards and get rebounds. And it helps to have a guy like Max Brooks, but everybody needs to get in on it. I'm going to call a foul here on Covington. He was trying to force the issue for a moving screen, and that's going to get whistled for. So that'll be the 5th foul, but Quinnipiac using a big runner, 19-4 run over the last 6 minutes, and they're able to do it from defense to offense here. It leads to 2.
School that has hundreds of thousands of students isn't right for you. Consider UMass Lowell. Real faculty, real campus, and with one of the lowest online tuitions in the country. Real value too. AACSB accredited business school, a global leader in engineering, IT, and health sciences. Online programs highly ranked by US News and World Report. Get the personalized attention and educational results you deserve. Getting ahead gets easier with UMass Lowell.
When you've been crafting the highest quality small batch meats for 5 generations like KM has, you learn some things. Like how to make the most mouth-watering thick-cut bacon and juicy sausages from premium cuts of 100% pork and beef, all slow-smoked to perfection with natural hardwood. You also learn that packing decades worth of craft into small batches is harder than it looks. Real easy to eat, though. KM Small Batch Bacon and Sausage.
We say, because it's not just the policy, it's the people. What does that mean? It means you're working with a highly specialized team that understands the risks you face at the office, on the road, and at home. We're the team that cares about the community you live, work, and play in. No matter where life takes you, we're there to help protect your property, your business, and your people. Visit fredcchurch.com because you deserve more than just a policy.
Well, Quinnipiac, who was picked first in the preseason poll for the MAC, coming off a great season last year where Tom Pecorigan became the head coach in April after Baker Dunleavy left the program after a number of years as the head coach. And, well, they just didn't miss a beat, and Tom Pecorigan credited his players. You know, they kept the staff all the same, and just having that consistency helped them to one of their best starts in 60 years a year ago, and looking to the same here this year. 3-2 start for them, and again, first in the MAC preseason poll, revamp back as well. Obviously, some head coaching changes going the last 2 or 3 years as well. Patina was in there at Iona. He leaves for St. John's, who Tom Pecora played St. John's earlier in the month.
And while we were on that break, the referees did review that goaltending call at about the 6-minute mark when Martin Somerville fouled and Max Brooks caught it off the backboard, and there was no change to the points. So the goaltending remains.
Now, official timeout here. I think it's a clock reset. Talking about the MAC as well, Jerry McNamara at Siena now, and the buzz that he's brought to that program. And the official's going to go back to the monitor here. The MAC, Fairfield had a great season last year as well, but it was St. Peter's, the Peacocks, who. So again, yeah, officials just confirmed with us that it is the shot clock that they're looking at, because that ball did not hit the rim and it reset to 20. You can see at home at 18 seconds on the shot clock, and so we're looking at it right now, and we'll give you a look at home too.
Thomas, this is one of those games where it's a 9-point game, but it really doesn't feel like that. Both teams are playing pretty well. Yeah, you see, it got down to about 4-3-2, and then that shot clock reset on the block. There might only be 1 second left on this shot clock, which is exactly what Evan Burrows just signaled to us. So we're going to have a baseline out of bounds, I believe, with the shot clock down to 1. But, 9-point game, if you're UMass Lowell, you just got to clean up a little bit of the offensive looks. Keep the ball off of the deep corners, because that's where Quinnipiac loves to trap. They love to get you on those sidelines. And then defensively, just guard the perimeter a little bit better. Like Coach Duquette said, they've given up a few threes to Mabry. But overall, this game is pretty tight.
Yeah, no, it really has been. UMass Lowell led for a good chunk of this first half. They get it outside, open look with the horn going down, and a backbreaker for UMass Lowell as Monroe makes an 11-point game. Boy, that's just tough. So now UMass Lowell strolling offense here in the back end of this half. Clark closed off, kick outside, 3 from Somerville. Offensive rebound, Mincey rings into the corner. On a spin move in the lane, but lost the handle. 3 on none. Who's it going to go to? Flying high, Zimmerman up to the rafters.
I love the scramble effort defensively by Quinnipiac. UMass had a chance at another basket. They had Clark getting into the lane, still kept their composure.
Covington 3 short, and rebound Hauled in by Monroe. 13-point deficit for UMass Lowell. Mabry. Richie Springs comes in, the grad transfer now from UConn. Boy, that was a ball somehow did not go down here in Costello.
Gravity just not strong enough.
Maybe back in Hamden area. A lot of contact and rejected. Good help defense. 2-on-2. Zimmerman lowers his shoulder. Doesn't get the bounce. Put back. Put up and in by Caden Bennett.
UMass Lowell looks a little dejected right now. In transition, they didn't get quite far back fast enough, able to get the second chance opportunity for Quinnipiac. They just look like they're in a bit of a rut right now, Thomas.
And Morris gets fouled down low. Yeah, it's been part of a 25-6 run that's been going on since about the halfway mark of this first half.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah, it's been a tale of two half of a half, really, is what it is. First 10 minutes won by UMass Lowell. The latter 10, Quinnipiac has just put their foot on the gas pedal. Cam Morris at the free throw line. This is a UMass Lowell team that gets there a lot, and they shoot the ball pretty well. 77% as a team. Here's a look at it. 13th at whole Division I college basketball. They average about 30 free throw attempts to a game, as they just had number 9 and 10, so a little bit below average so far. And so that's a big key to this offense, too, especially when you're struggling, if you can get to the free throw line.
And they have guys that can do it. They're physical.
How about this steal in transition? Just a lay-in this time. But can that spark this offense? Clark in transition.
Going back to free throws, this is a we're going to get an offensive foul here on Mabry, and a little bit of a discussion between Morris and Mabry after that play.
Somerville in the backcourt earlier on that play had a head nod, and this time to get the whistle the second time. Here's a look at it. Your hand just too high there?
Yeah, hand's just too high. Somerville does a good job of selling it too, getting that offensive foul, and then the play just continued after the whistle a little bit with Morris and Mabry. To close the loop on our free throw conversation, Quinton Mincey went 14 for 16 from the free throw line against St. Peter's. This is a team that can get to the free throw line, and they just, in order to get back in this game, like you said, that's one of the ways that they can do it. Referees are going to the table.
They just confirm it. I think it might be a double foul is going to be called here. So, but Morris and Mabry each getting a tech. And then the foul on top of it for Mabry on the initial play.
So the ball's going to stay with UMass because of that initial foul.
So he's going to check out now with his second foul. Brooks comes in. By the way, Max Brooks, 5 blocks today. He's got all 5 blocks for this UMass Lowell team. He's been the rim protector they needed, but they trail a dozen right now. It is north of a minute to go. This is a big set here. They want to try to get this deficit into single digits. Deep three, short by Somerville. Offensive rebound. Anthony Blundstrip gets it back. Brooks in the lane. Contact and one.
Awesome possession by UMass Lowell. I thought they did a really good job of running a zone set that got guards interchanging each other underneath the hoop, which freed up a little bit of the perimeter. They had a good look at 3. Anthony Blunt gets in there for that second chance, dishes it off to Brooks, who's getting to the free throw line with the end one.
Yeah, we talked to Pat Duquette and asked him, a player that maybe not show up in the box score in Anthony Blunt. And that's a play, too. Again, now makes it a single-digit game after the free throw. So all of a sudden, they get a stop. They go for the lob. Zimmerman missed the bunny. Turnover, Zimmerman into the front court. Monroe slams it home. It's another one of those costly turnovers, those live ball turnovers that lead to an easy 2 points. Well, they have the last shot, but again, it's an 11-point game again.
They're going to make sure, they're going to probably go around the, I'll say the 8-second mark to make sure that Quinnipiac doesn't get a look to finish this half.
Trying to get a look here. Free throw line. Mincey secures it. And so they have a little bit of momentum going into the locker room as he gets into double figures with 10. They cut it to a 9-point deficit, but still impressive second part of that first half there by Quinnipiac.
Yeah, like you said, this was a tale of two halves within the one half, and UMass Lowell came out really strong, but Quinnipiac with their defense, they were able to really fluster UMass Lowell, get them off their rhythm offensively, and then in transition, they were able to take advantage of a lot of really good opportunities. It was Mabry early with a couple threes. Then it was Bennett who was taking control of the game. And even with Otieno out, you had Weiwei come in who put in some excellent minutes for Quinnipiac to get them this lead.
13 first half turnovers. Lead is 16 points for Quinnipiac. They average about 14.5 turnovers per game. We'll have more to come at the half when we come back here to Costello Athletic Center in Lowell. It's Quinnipiac at the break, up by 9 on the Riverhawks.
You know Signorama as your local sign shop. We are. Our neighborhoods have small businesses, schools, and stadiums, and they all need signs. We have the solution when our neighbors need vehicle graphics, monument signs, and even huge channel letter signs for their storefront. We're here for all signage needs, from concept to fabrication and installation. Sometimes we even bring out the big guns. Signorama, for all your signage needs.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full time.
While I work full time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Thanks to Little Caesars large custom 2-topping pizza for only $5.99, every day is now Black Friday. Take that, calendar scientists.
Yeah, calendar scientists.
For a limited time, you can celebrate Black Friday every day with any 2 toppings you want on a large custom pizza for only $5.99. Watch out, daylight savings. You're next.
It gets dark so early.
Get a large custom 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online.
Pizza, pizza.
In a city known for high stakes, a battle of blue bloods is live from Las Vegas. It's Cooper Flagg and the Blue Devils.
Cooper Flagg is off to a great start.
Versus Hunter Dickinson and the top-ranked Jayhawks.
Hunter Dickinson, one of the best big guys in the country.
The Terry's Chocolate Vegas Showdown. Number 12 Duke, number 1 Kansas. Tuesday on ESPN.
For the love of the occasion of one of Germany's biggest rivalries.
Off to a flying start.
Eva C and Kane. Dean Kane delivers again. New faces and veterans for the love of the yellow wall. The atmosphere and noise. For the love of football. For the love of der Klassiker.
On the pedal.
Yeah, UMass Lowell, too, just to put in perspective, obviously you see 32 points on the scoreboard for them. They average 88 points per game. And so on average for 64, I mean, that's 24 points off their average mark this year. Granted, they did put up over 100 against Fisher.
Yeah, there's a couple asterisks.
Yeah, a couple. And they did play a team like Gonzaga as well. And we talked to Pat Tickett about that road trip. They almost upset Washington as well on the road. But having to play number 4 Gonzaga, and he said, boy, that's probably one of the best teams, obviously one of the best teams they'll face this year, but thought highly of them and their chances trying to go to the national championship. And obviously some teams up there as well that have something to say about that. Duke with Cooper Flagg and Kansas. UConn obviously trying to go for a three-peat team that Pat Duquette very familiar with, a longtime assistant at Boston College going back to their Big East days. They dropped something out of the break as Quincy Clark couldn't connect on the deep two.
One thing that this UMass Lowell team has experienced in the last couple of years, and they're really going to experience it this year, unbelievable block.
Another block by Brooks. That's his 6th today.
Because they have a target on their back. They're known to be one of the best teams in the America East. So when you get teams like Quinnipiac that know that, they're coming into your gym. They want to get that win, and it makes every night a little bit more challenging for UMass Lowell.
Foul on the floor as Brooks and Moore is fighting for that offensive rebound. It's going to be on Jaden Zimmerman, his first. But right, and the same thing too,
Same thing for Quinnipiac.
Tom Pecor about that, obviously last year was a great run for them. They were picked about middle of the pack last year in the MAC. They were not picked first. First time in program history that they were picked first in the MAC. Haven't been, kind of this just a little bit longer than UMass Division I program by about a decade. Covington now fires off the heel. Brooks goes for the rebound and hits off of Bennett last. But, Quinnipiac the same way. They were the regular season champs last year. Now this year picked first. And, that's something that Tom Pecorsi emphasizing to our team. Now we're a marked team similar to what UMass Lowell is. Just not been as long as UMass Lowell has and their success. Low in the lane, short. Pinballs around. Mincey goes airborne. Falls down hard, but pops right up.
Mincey's doing a little bit of everything, especially on that play. Driving to the basket, fighting for the rebound, then fighting for the loose ball. If this UMass Lowell team's gonna fight with this deficit, it's going to be on the backs of guys like Quinton Mincey, Max Brooks.
Yeah, Mincey leading scorer with 10, average about 16 per game. Guy started his career at Mount St. Mary's, former NEC team, now in the MAC. Now the screen, swing into the corner, Covington. Good defense by Monroe. Clock down to 5. Mincey crossover, pressure D, gets it off, and it falls just before the timer goes off.
That's one of those plays where it's 5 seconds left on the clock, put your shoulder down, see how far you can get into the lane, and then just go up with it. Good job by Mincey.
Cut it to a 7-point ball game. Catch and shoot, Zimmerman 3, off target, way pulls it down. A lot of contact. An offensive rebound for him. A 7-footer. Covington, Morris, extra pass, Brooks, foul. Got way flying by. And now I started to see UMass Lowell just get to the free throw line, but for Way, that's going to be his 3rd. We talked about Odieno getting those quick 2, and he had to sit a lot of that first half on the bench.
Yeah, so Otieno's got 3, Way's got 3, and Mabry have 3 for Quinnipiac. So foul trouble is going to be something interesting because this is an aggressive Riverhawks team that, you just saw Max Brooks pump fake, get 2 defenders up in the air, draw the foul. More of that is what's going to get you into this game.
Now I show the graphic in the first. They get to the free throw line. They average about 30 free throw attempts per game. It's top 15 in the country. And they're a little bit below average in that first half, trying to make up for it here in the second. As they convert all of a sudden a 5-point game again. It's been a nice spurt to start a 4-0 run. And a blocking foul. On Covington. That's his second. Well, fouls looks like they may play a factor here in this second half.
Covington is so quick, and he's such an elite defender. And sometimes when you have those quick defenders, they think they can kind of stay with guys and just ride them, and it sometimes leads to a foul.
Monroe 3 short. There's Covington. Aforementioned man who skies for the defensive board. Started his career at William & Mary, and a kick ball against Zimmerman.
Trying to feed that high post to Morris. Right idea by Covington.
Off to a good start in the second half. Trying to keep it rolling along here. Mincey's in that high post. Morris to the corner. Trap coming. They did it a few times in the first. Zipping around quickly. Mincey, top two, wanted a foul against the bucket regardless.
Wear out that high paint.
Mincey 14. He's got 4 of the 6 here in the second half. Drive by Monroe. Follow not there either by Odieno. They got numbers 5 on 4 if they can run. They find Morris, and he gets pushed down. 4th foul by Quinnipiac in the first 3 minutes and change here.
Really good job by the Riverhawks team to get in transition and keep the ball moving up the floor. Once you settle back down into a set, that's when Quinnipiac can form up their zone. Good job by Morris being aggressive, getting the ball deep, going up and drawing that foul. Like you said, 4th foul for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, so free throws again. There are 2 more to give. Turnover, though, by UMass Lowell. And Odieno, once he went down, he did hustle back, but it was good recognition by UMass Lowell, you said, to push the basketball. Quinnipiac pushes it down here. Fine Odieno, reversal and a late whistle.
Pat Duquette is stunned on the sideline by that call.
Yeah, he's got the UMass Lowell quarter zip rolled up. You know, Tom Pecor was an assistant on a Rolly Massimino, and he would always answer the hair and all that, and that's kind of the way Pat Duquette looked right now. Scratching his head.
Otieno takes one dribble.
That was it. Ball on the line. Kids these days do.
I'll choose the no comment approach.
Odieno, grad student from Nairobi, Kenya, converts on the second. 6'8". Some size on this Quinnipiac team. 4-point ball game, nearing our first timeout in this second half. Off the hands of Lewis. Through the lane, too much. Bennett's played well today. 13 points for him, for the sophomore. Career high day for him. Covington through a sea of blue.
What a finish. Gets this game to 2-point game with 15 minutes left. Great start to the second half for the UMass Lowell Riverhawks.
8-1 run to start this second. Need this one to go. They bury it. Monroe, preseason MAC Player of the Year, comes up in a big spot.
Couple possessions ago, Lewis did such a great job tipping the basketball. You look at the zone, they're very wide.
And an answer by Mincey.
The width does not help them on that play. They needed height.
2-point game again, playing deep into this timeout. Monroe spins in the lane, no call. And a jump ball. Look at this rugby scrum. The physicality showing out here between UMass Lowell and Quinnipiac. Feels a lot like a conference game, but it's only non-conference season. As both sides getting it done from outside. It was Monroe. And then it ended with Mincey. 2-point ball game. We return.
At the break of dawn, our conference awakens, and champions will rise, pulsing like a battle drum, steady and unyielding, ready to face any challenge through grit and resolve. Out here rises the heart of the tenacious, fueled by conviction and driven by commitment to team and alma mater. This is our battle cry that rings out through the generations. The sun rises in the east, so does our march towards greatness, which has only just begun. This is the America East.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on. We've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Yeah, by being prepared for anything.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Earn your MBA for under $20K and in just 12 months. UMass Lowell makes it possible with an online MBA ranked among the nation's best. Visit UMass Lowell at uml.edu/online.
Two-point deficit for UMass Lowell. Quinton Mincey not only having a good game, but also a really good half so far, as he's got 7 in this second half. Been a big part of why UMass will off to an 11-4 run to start. Find Mabry, who has been quiet in the second so far. Turnaround jumper. Get the ball up the floor quick. Hop step in the lane. Covington fumbled it. Said it was deflected. He was juggling. Mincey, deep one. Off the right side of the iron and out. That was from almost Kennedy Family Court area.
Yeah, he's playing very confident right now, which is exactly what they needed to start this second half. Coming out of that first half, they were a little bit deflated.
Nice follow through that time by Paul Odieno. And it's tough, too, for a guy like him who's spent a lot of time on the bench. Starting to get acclimated to this game again. 4-point deficit again. And Brooks, it's knocked out of bounds out of his hands. Max Brooks is on a double-double watch in points and blocks. 11.6 blocks today. Also has reeled in 4 rebounds.
What UMass Lowell can do is, and what they've been doing, is putting Mincey at the top of the post, and then you can't bring Otieno that high up because you got Max Brooks on the backside who can do a lot of damage. So that's where they're getting those open opportunities right now.
Yeah, Mincey's just been feasting down there. Morris this time left post area. Brooks, pump fake, second chance, had to get it up, and he secures the bucket. 2-point game again. Fly by, back to Lewis. That's a 3, air ball.
A rare take of a 3 for Lewis. Had the open opportunity because of Monroe.
What we got here is Covington takes a spill, being offensive foul on him. As Blunt getting ready to check back in for him because that's his 3rd.
One thing you can't take away from Covington is his ability to play physical, tough, fast.
How about that? Shot clock winding down. Usually, from that far out, Max Brooks, I go to the basketball all the time. 3 misfired and a hold, and that's Morris. Thumbs up. Yeah, did that. Could tell from here as he held the left arm of Odieno.
Last couple of 3-pointers that Quinnipiac has taken haven't even hit metal. So
yeah,
they're an excellent driving team. There's no reason why they can't drive, weaken that paint, and then kick it out for a better shot.
Boy, Mabry hits the floor. Lewis looking for the extra pass, and Odieno just go up with it.
Yeah, Blunt did a good job of getting in the middle of that one and deflecting it out of bounds. So we'll have 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Trying to free up Mabry. Good screen set for him in the corner. Oh, free play. Mincey. Oh, baby. Tie game at 47. Bodies just flying everywhere in this half. High lob, Odieno. Zimmerman around and out. Offensive rebound and a foul.
You hit the nail on the head. Bodies have been flying everywhere. It's a very physical game. Great job by Monroe getting in there, getting that rebound, and getting to the free throw line. Quiet down this audience. Off this Mincey in transition. Excellent way to tie this ball game. This has been a great start of 7 minutes to the second half. Exactly what Coach Duquette wanted coming out of that halftime.
And now it's just, can they sustain it, though, for these 20 minutes? And they did it for the first 10 in the first as Bennett and Randall in. Covington, just a quick blow for him, so he's back in. It's been a 15-7 start, though, in favor of Lowell in the second half. And there's been a pro at the free throw line. All-MAC second-team player last year as well. Averaged about 13 and 7 a game, points and rebounds. And he sinks them both. Monroe up to 13 today, which is 1 of 6 from outside. Somerville. High post. Mincey, a lot of space down there. Floats it in from 5 feet out.
He's getting comfortable over there. Watch out.
Mincey is cooking. He's got 11 points. He's tallied more in these first 8 or so minutes than did an entire 20. 21 today. Monroe. Spin. Odieno thought about it. Drives against Brooks. Left hook. Gets the bounce. And it sizzles home.
He thought about the 3. I thought it might have been a travel.
Yeah.
He does a good job of getting into the paint and finishing the basket.
He made sure he was looking down, making sure I'm behind the line here. Top of the key. Somerville's been quiet, but maybe not for long. And UMass Lowell has their first lead since the middle of that first half.
This game's been a lot of Brooks and Mincey, but one thing that all championship teams have is depth. And you see it on both sides of the floor today with whether it's Bennett, now it's Somerville playing well.
Good defense by Brooks. Forced a tough shot from Odieno. Rana Costello getting into it. Really packed to the brims. Mincey, look at this movement. Corner Covington. Offensive rebound and a tie-up. Possession arrow staying here. The energy's starting to fill up here inside Costello. It's the offensive rebounding, and it's also the three-point shooting. Not from Mincey or Covington. How about Martin Somerville from the top? UMass still up by 1. We come back here in the second half.
I can't believe turkeys are only 79 cents a pound this year.
Let me guess. You don't believe in Santa either, do you?
Huh?
These turkey deals are the real deal.
Sarah, did you hear that? It was Santa Claus. And he's like weirdly hot.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
It's a battle of blue bloods in Las Vegas. Cooper Flag and the Blue Devils take on Hunter Dickinson and the Jayhawks. The Terry's Chocolate Vegas Showdown. Number 12 Duke, number 1 Kansas. Tuesday on ESPN.
Another crazy season. Are you ready to keep this rolling? Let's go.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games.
And enjoy the show.
Plus, NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game.
Let's go to the tape.
This ball is just thrown into a defensive team meeting.
NFL Prime Time, only on ESPN Plus.
Oh, did I mention our exclusive expert analysis? Why settle for some football when you can have more football? It's simple. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
feel like we're living in a movie.
Love you guys.
Formula One is go! Oh, it's contact! Formula One at its absolute finest!
Oh my Lord, Max! This is Formula One!
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus,
let's go to the tape.
NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
UMass Lowell back ahead by 1, and part of it is because of the last made shot by Martin Somerville. His 6 points might not look like a lot, but they have been 6 very important ones.
Yeah, they sure have. And he's one of those guys who highly touted coming out of high school. Really good freshman, off to a great start. He's not a guy who plays like a freshman, though. And you saw it, especially on that last play. He did an excellent job of ball faking the zone, getting guys to jump up in the air. Then he gets it to Mincey, who's able to make something out of the play. So really good heads-up play by Somerville. He's one of those guys to really watch out for in the America East this year.
Yeah, Pat Duquette told us one of the best freshmen he has ever had. That's saying a lot. He's had some good guys through the years here at Boston College and Northeastern. He's playing some big minutes. He also had 3 free throws he made in the first half when he was fouled on a 3. Dump underneath. Knocked out of bounds as Randall driving baseline.
So we got one referee calling it out of bounds and a tip, whereas Evan Burrows has a foul on the play, and Pat Duquette has a towel over his head.
As I look at Pat Duquette, I said it before, but he needs a camera on him at all times, just like Roy Massimino did. As he's got some emotions.
He's got that like John Thompson towel at all times.
Free throw knocked down by Randall.
And the Belichick sweatshirt.
He's going to cut off the arm sleeves now. We'll work on that. Tied at 52 again, and what has been a good one today. And a 9-point lead for Quinnipiac. And the lead is Letch is 14 at 1 point. UMass Lowell led for about half of that first half. This one, it feels like it's going to come down to the wire. A 2-3 zone again from Quinnipiac. Haven't really changed it much at all. Poked away from behind, and it'll stay here. Quinnipiac trying to point the other way, but it's a tough place to inbound, though, too.
Especially against the zone. That deep corner, good job of just getting around quickly.
I don't want to hang around for a 5-second call. Kick it outside. Cutting to the hoop. And Clark knocks it down. Quincy Clark, haven't said too much about him today, guys. That's his first bucket. But another guy that's played his experience started today, averaging 7 points per game. Went to Lipscomb and Jacksonville State before finding his way to Lowell, Mass. Odienu. Back and down. Mincey follows it up, though. It's a lot of hustle and effort plays from both sides on the glass.
Yeah, and we talked about that. That was one of the keys. And right now, Lowell is leading the rebounding margin by 5. Being able to take advantage of basically the last 9 shots that Quinnipiac took before that possession were misses.
Mincey's got 23 in the ball game, 13 in this second half. He's been catching fire in. Well, at the end of this one, we're going to have probably about 12 to 15 lead changes. And a follow!
Otieno went down hard.
And flipped over his own man and Caden Bennett. He was able to get up. But that's always a scary when players go airborne.
Especially big guys like that.
Okay, yeah. And unfortunately, Bennett's a smaller guy, end up on the bottom of that.
Great job of getting that rebound and the putback. So you can talk about that first, but always scary when you got a guy on the floor and big bodies bouncing around everywhere.
They're going to check him out just to make sure everything's okay with Bennett. And maybe just take a breather. Immediate timeout coming up in a minute anyway.
He's been such a key part of this game. 13 points, 5 rebounds, a couple steals, only 1 foul. Playing defense tough without fouling. Great job for Bennett so far today.
A big bench presence, going to career high points for him. That shot was altered. And a foul on the floor. Top Bakor waves his hand in dismay. But we talked, too, in the beginning, about 4 fouls in 3.5 minutes. That's the first one since for Quinnipiac. So they really, first foul in 8 minutes against them. That's the 4th foul, though, on Mabry. And so he has to head out. Open 3 for Blood in the corner. Brooks, and he traveled with it. He fell down.
I think Pat Duquette is looking for the foul on that play. He's going for the rebound. Looked like a guy was already on the floor. They get him for the travel. It's a close one, Thomas.
Yeah, it is. Again, because if it was junk in the basketball, too, and he fell down, it'd be okay.
Yep.
But he fell down with the basketball in his chest.
The question is, what came first? Did the foul or the travel come first?
Exactly. Either way, UMass Lowell, they still trail a point here. Zimmerman swatted away. Chance to retake the lead. It's Clark. Just had the block on the other end, looking to funnel it to Brooks. Poked away, and UMass Lowell.
That's a tough bounce pass to make, especially in a zone with a big man right there coming across the paint like that. Sometimes in a zone, you just want to jump stop, get yourself on 2 feet, and then find the easy pass.
Top of the key, 3 around and out for Somerville. Made one before, hands it off to Monroe. He thought about it as well. Modiano's been the big presence in the second half because he's been able to stay on the floor. They feed it right back to him on the block. Tripped away, Somerville looking to run. Into the front court. Top of the key.
Great heads-up play by Blunt, taking it back out of there.
Corner 3, yes sir! Counted for Martin Somerville. He's got 9.
We said he doesn't play like a freshman. That's a confident corner 3. We haven't really seen a lot of corner 3s go in for this UMass Lowell team because Quinnipiac's doing such a good job on the wings.
He's got 2 of the biggest shots in this game for UMass Lowell. They're back ahead by 2. Defense trying to ratchet up here. Randall. Shot clock winding down, and it's a violation. What a run for UMass Lowell. Defense and offense. Started by Martin Somerville with the steal. And then he'll end up in the corner with this 3 that gives them the lead. 6:48 to go. Don't change the channel.
Travel far and wide to hustle the best deals on amazing holiday gifts. So you don't have to.
It's cashmere. This is Italian leather. European chocolate.
We get the deals. You gift the good stuff.
I'ma give you what you want.
Whirlpool ranges come with all kinds of air cooking modes, like air broil for toasty, melty results. Whirlpool, everyday care.
Shame. It showed up when I was young.
Well, the band's here. Crowd's packed here at Costello Athletic Center. 6:48 to go. This has been a dandy one. As a game that's featured 4 lead changes and 3 ties, something that we've seen mostly here in this second half.
Quinnipiac's showing a little bit of three-quarter court pressure, really trying to slow this UMass Lowell team down.
Patrick had told us coming in, said maybe expect some of that. Just to throw a wrench in things. It's up the top of the court. Heard a lot of it on Roy Massman. They always switch defenses at Villanova than UNLV. Drive to the tin. Turnaround, Mincey. Out of bounds, turnover in something that's only their 6th here in this half. They got 19 in the game, but that was what Quinnipiac really fed on in that first.
Yeah, they fed on it. They were able to get out and transition and run. Not so much in the second half. One thing they did a really good job of Quinnipiac, they squished the zone.
Around and out of that 3. A whirly ball, offensive rebound and a foul. Odieno's just been all over the floor in this second half.
Not only has he been all over the floor, but he's been able to stay on the floor with a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. Mabry does a good job. That's a clean look for Mabry. A lot of those go in, but credit to Otieno for sticking with it, getting to the foul line.
He's not a bad free throw shooter. He's only 8 of 10 coming in this year. Guy that's appearing in his 72nd game. He's had 72 appearances now at Quinnipiac. Started 72 games. So every game he's gotten into, he started his career. That one doesn't go. Transfer from Kilgore College, who led the MAC in field goal percentage last year. Gonna need him down the stretch. Lead at 1 for UMass Lowell. Under 6 to go. And that's not a live ball turnover, but still just some miscommunication on the back end. Tough one to have it too when you can extend the lead.
Yeah, that's what the zone can do to you a little bit. You had one guard who was trying to go a little bit wider. He thought he found a pocket, whereas you have the ball handler getting into the lane and trying to make a quick read to keep it hot. That communication has to be a little bit crisper, but this really is, like we talked about, the first time that UMass Lowell has seen this much zone so far this year.
Yeah, that's why you play these games in non-conference plays. So when you get into MAC, America's play, playing your best basketball. Follow through. Odieno cleans up the miss. Lead back to Quinnipiac. They've led 5 times in this game. UMass Lowell with 4 leads of their own. That's a deep 3. Long rebound. Covington going to the bench and out of bounds.
That's a tough one, Thomas. I don't know if that's the one that you want to take with about 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Keep the ball moving. It's probably going to get back to you at some point if the ball's staying hot. Just keep it moving. You'll get another look.
And again, then Quinnipiac. They spin that offensive glass here in the second half. Odieno having a big day. Looking to go back door. And it's kicked around. Give and go. Somerville stripped. Right off of a Quinnipiac player last. I feel like they have to go back to what worked, and that's the high post area. Mincey left wing. You bet.
It's either the high post or just Quinton Mincey with the basketball. Either one of those has worked really well for UMass Lowell today.
Quinton Mincey, 16 points in this half.
Otieno again doing a great job cleaning up the glass. Nearly has a double-double at this point. 16 points, 9 rebounds, in only 25 minutes. Had to sit out that second portion of the first half with a little bit of foul trouble.
Trapped down in the corner. Ball strip free. Got to get out of that.
Good.
Coffin
out of the corner.
Yeah, they get it right back, though. 3. Oh! Knocked down. Who else but Martin Somerville?
We highlighted him for a reason. He can get hot. He's a confident player. We said he doesn't play like a freshman. the ball found its way back to him. Really good shooting out of the corner for him today.
He's got a dozen, and he's had 3 of the clutchest shots today. And a timeout called by Quinnipiac with 3:41 to go. A hot shooting second half. 5 of 12 from distance. UMass Lowell is after. They were just 1 of 9 in the first half. Martin Somerville. Merrick East Riverhawk fans get to know the name, as well as that man too, Quinton Mincey. UMass Lowell ahead by 3.
Plus equals more football. Stream now.
For the love of the occasion of one of Germany's biggest rivalries, new faces and veterans, the atmosphere and noise, for the love of Fußball, for the love of der Klassiker.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Oh, UMass Lowell ahead by 3, 65-62. Quinton Mincey, a massive second half. He's got 16 in the second, 26 total. What should be a great final 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Feast week. Under a week to go before Thanksgiving alongside Danny Young. Thomas Zinzarella. Great one on hand today. Zimmerman, the freshman. Too much. Covington flies. They got numbers. Ooh, behind the back. Brooks. I'm going to count it. Count it. Max Brooks and 1. He gets the crowd going.
A little bit of a conversation as to that end one, whether they were going to count that basket or not. Brooks does a great job of getting the defender in the air. And he also does a good job of going up while that defender's still on top of him to get that end one to count. Converts it at the free throw line. Makes it a 6-point game.
16 points today. He's been 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. 6 rebounds, 6 blocks for the 3-time All-America East defensive team player. Really has grown his game on the offensive end. Dump pass underneath. Monroe had it stripped. He's had a quiet second half. He's got 13 points in the game. Mincey in the lane. He's just a bucket away from his new career high, it would be. 27 this year against St. Peter's. Monroe, transition tray. Quick shot there for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, a little too quick. Just got to get it in motion. You're getting to the basket when you want to. Just let it flow a little bit.
Especially with Odieno and some 2-man game. Good set here. Obviously, UMass wants to milk some clock. Mincey, pump fake in the lane. Doesn't get the roll.
They're trying to milk that clock, but anytime you get to the high post, take advantage. Go for it.
Bennett, contact, and 1 off the glass and in. Caden Bennett. Well, his first points in this half, but massive ones as well. And he'll shoot the free throw on the end of timeout, but look at this again. Caden Bennett getting to the hoop, the sophomore from Grand Prairie, Texas. Moved through the prairies that time. Cuts into a 4-point deficit.
Hey, it's Matt from the Establishment Restaurant and Bar in North Chelmsford. If you're looking for a great dining experience with delicious food and fun, we've got the perfect location. You'll love our great selection of appetizers and pizzas, delicious steak tips, gourmet salads, and chicken parmesan. Come see what the buzz is all about. We're also the perfect place for your next gathering with 2 great function rooms easily accommodating up to 150 people. So come out for an evening of fun at our restaurant and bar. The Establishment, the place to be.
college nowadays, the college diploma is becoming equivalent to a high school diploma. While that's a sad fact, it's also the truth. And in order to get anywhere career-wise, you need to have that certificate saying that you went to a college institution for 4 years and you've learned something. But that's very expensive and not many people can afford it. So having the opportunity to not only get it paid for, but also learn a whole different aspect of life in the military is a great opportunity. It's amazing that they offer that.
In 1912, a group of immigrants founded a financial institution that would be accessible to all. And Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union was born. Today, our guiding principle remains the same. We share a common thread. We are all connected by our community and our passion for creating a brighter future. We're more than just a place to bank. We're a trusted partner in your financial journey. We are Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union.
68-64, UMass Lowell with 2:16 to go alongside Danny Young, Thomas Inzarella, the rest of our great crew here. Well, Danny, the Anna won on that last bucket by Caden Bennett, also fouled out Yuri Covington. And this is kind of a spot now for UMass Lowell to try to clamp down as Quinnipiac will have a free throw, and well, it's been a part of their game here. They don't lose here very often. You see on the screen right there, 30-1 at Costello since 2022, but well, this is some pressure minutes here for both sides.
Yeah, they're comfortable. They're comfortable getting wins here, finding ways to win against really tough teams. And this Quinnipiac team has showed them a lot of toughness today. And it's a shame that Yuri Covington's on the bench. I think he's a tremendous player. He's got the size, athleticism, skill, quickness. He brings a lot to the table. And Quinnipiac is now going into a more full court pressure.
They get it up. Oh, baby, up the floor. And Brooks with the hammer.
When this Riverhawks team is in transition, they're really hard to stop. And once they get going and fast, it's going to lead to some run-out dunks.
Bennett catch and shoot three. He wasn't expecting it initially. But they break the pressure. 5-point lead, and now they'll slow it down. That just might be the difference in this one. High post, Mincey. Draws it back. Yeah, he's got 26 points today. Mincey, three. Oh, knocked down. Quinton Mincey, a new career high, 29. With a grad student from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Does Quinnipiac have an answer? Whoa, this one from way outside off the heel. Mabry's got that range.
They need to start thinking about fouling. There you go.
Lewis is going to do it. Mabry's got 4, so he didn't really want to commit it. And with under a minute to go, playing right to UMass Lowell's advantage. Free throw shooting, something to do a lot. Well, they didn't get there very often, but Quinton Mincey, they kind of sitting around, hop-a-tit around the horn, and then Mincey decided, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, and it also started with Mincey catching it in that high post. He caught it in the high post, dished it back out, and then the ball winds up working its way back to you in a zone. Once you keep that ball hot, defenders have to move, opens up those three-pointers, and Mincey does a great job of converting just like he's done all day today.
The last foul by Savion Lewis was a 7, so it's 1-1 for both sides now. 8 fouls for UMass Lowell committed. Second free throw from Somerville. How big has he been today? 14 points, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, of which he hit 3 straight free throws in the first half. He may play second fiddle today, but if it wasn't for some of those just timely baskets that he had, and obviously Mincey brought him way back in that second half, down 9 of the break, and Mincey's high post ball game, but Martin Somerville, the timeout called here.
Yeah, and for him, it just got triggered by 1-3. He made that 3 of about 10 minutes left on the clock, I believe, in the second half, and it kind of triggered this snowball effect where he got really comfortable in the zone, was making good pump fake passes to the middle, to Mincey and to others, and then defensively, he's done a really good job too of preventing guys from getting easy looks down in the middle of the paint, and that's where Quinnipiac has struggled right now a little bit is just finding those driving lanes. Pat Duquette and his squad have done an excellent job of clogging up the paint. Quinnipiac's done a lot of their business getting those second chance opportunities, but those first looks have been a little bit tougher in the second half.
So I'll look at a quick game reset there. Quinnipiac with the basketball. They had the possession arrow. Still 1-1, but a couple of makes there by UMass Lowell really hurt things that time. Each team also with 2 timeouts. Open 3. Bennett knocks it down, and a quick timeout call by Tom Pecora to set up this defensive pressure now. So they get the made 3, but now you either want the turnover and you're really hoping for a few misses on the other end.
Absolutely, and for Pat Duquette and UMass Lowell, that's almost like an unacceptable thing. Coming out of a timeout, guys weren't communicating as to who they had, led to an open three-pointer for Quinnipiac. On the offensive end, you got to expect a foul from Quinnipiac. They're trying to figure out who the worst free throw shooter is for UMass Lowell and to try and get them on the line, and if they can't, what's their next best option?
So Quinnipiac, I'm sure Tom Pecora is saying we got 1 timeout left, so they can still use it, especially if they have issues with an inbound or anything like that.
Always going to try and get the steal first, trap second. So if you can't deflect it, then try and trap a guy really quick. If that doesn't work, then you got to go to the foul.
And there's still a lot of game left. 51 seconds may not seem like it, but they're going to make this the longest minute, and they get a foul here without any time coming off. So for Quinnipiac, it's tough because you want at least a chance of the steal, but no time came off, and Savion Lewis picks up his 3rd. So still 1-1. That's the 8th team foul against the Bobcats.
Somerville's going back to the line. That's not the guy that you want at the free throw line if you're the Quinnipiac Bobcats.
Yeah, he came into this one 11 of 12, and now he's made all 6 today.
It's partly why they win so many games here. They shoot really well from the free throw line here. 13 for 16 today.
Especially if you have guards that can do it. I think if you look at so many good teams, they have just 2 guards that can do it.
And it's also the ability of your big men to be able to get to the free throw line and convert.
Yep.
You've got guys like Quinton Mincey, 1 for 2 today. Matt Brooks, 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
This layup that time, followed up Otieno. 2 rebounds in that one play. Here comes a helter-skelter defense, and they wrap up Quincy Clark, who is also a really good free throw shooter.
And credit to Somerville, got the ball, and he's trying to do the right thing of keeping it hot and keeping time from ticking off the clock, but you're 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Hold the ball, dribble it, wait for them to foul you. You're the guy who's an excellent free throw shooter right now. Take advantage of it.
Clark makes good on the first. UMass Lowell team trying to win their 4th game of this year. Both teams coming in 3-2. It's a really good mid-major test that has lived up to the bills. So go 1-2. Quinnipiac does get a miss. Bennett racing down on the other end. It gets blocked. Recovers. Swatted away again. And it leads to a run out. Mincey. Hop step. Layup. Adds on to a 31-point afternoon. Bennett quick 3 short. In the corner, he'll take it. Off target. And out of bounds, UMass Lowell basketball. And they can start to feel it now.
What a tremendous second half from this UMass Lowell team. They had the first 10 minutes or so of the first half were excellent. They took a break and then came back for a full 20 minutes of excellent defensive effort, and then offensively they were able to work the zone, come away with an excellent victory against this really, really good Quinnipiac team.
After a 32-point first half, in which they trailed by 9, they end up putting up 48 in the second. They get just below their season average as they down Quinnipiac 80-70. on this Saturday afternoon inside Costello. And you said it, without Mincey, he had 10 points at the half, comes in 21 points in the second, 31, and they're able to do it because they made the adjustments against that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, and the 2-3 zone kind of threw UMass Lowell for a little bit of a loop. They had a few possessions in the first half where they went stagnant. The ball wasn't really moving a lot. Then they found a way to